As you all know, following the global COVID-19 outbreak, all international airline operations were put on hold on March 22nd, 2020. Thereafter, in May 2020, the government decided to launch the Vande Bharat mission. This was primarily to bring back stranded and distressed Indians from countries across the world. And I'm happy to inform you that we started the Vande Bharat mission on May 7th. Until now, we have undertaken 4 phases of this mission. As on July 13th, Air India and Air India Express together have operated 1,103 flights, bringing back 208,000 Indians. On many of these flights, we have ferried back 85,289 passengers to various countries across the world. We are proud to note that Air India has operated flights to 71 cities in 53 countries so far. This has been a challenge for us because Air India has operated to several new stations, several new countries in these 4 phases. We have operated to 32 new destinations in this mission. These include Central Asian republics such as Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, Djibouti, Nigeria and Egypt in Africa, New Zealand, Vietnam and several other countries around the world. We brought back Indians to as many as 71 cities in 17 states of our country. In fact, our operations started with evacuation of Indians from Wuhan. This was in fact widely appreciated and also brought in accolades from our Honorable Prime Minister. In the film that we just saw, we saw a glimpse of the certificates being distributed to the crew members who operated these flights. In fact, as you saw in the film also, evacuation is not new to Air India. We have done this earlier. We have done this in Kuwait in 1990. We have done this in Yemen. But this operation is vastly different in terms of its global impact, its scale, its size, its number of flights, its number of passengers that we are bringing back. It's a vastly bigger operation. Now, this is a snapshot of our operations across the 4 phases. We are currently in phase 4. As you can see, each phase, each successive phase has been bigger in size, bigger in coverage, bigger in number of flights, bigger in number of passengers that we have flown. As we can see in the last bullet point there are 619 flights in phase 4, which we'll be completing by the end of July, and we'll be bringing back as many as 1.2 lakh passengers in this month in phase 4. Now, this pictorial depicts the regions from where most Indians have returned to India. As we can see, a very large percentage, about 50% of the passengers who have come into India are from the Middle East. A good number of Indians have also returned from North America, Central Asia, as well as Southeast Asia. Continuing from the previous slide, a large percentage of the passengers who have come into India have come into Kerala, followed by Delhi, then Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Karnataka. So these are the states in which the large number of inbound passengers have come into. Now, this picture depicts the passengers who have flown out of India. And as is evident again, 50% of the passengers who have returned from India, who have left India, have gone back to the US and Canada, and a good number have gone back to United Kingdom, Europe, and Southeast Asia. Continuing again from the previous slide, this pictograph shows the outbound passengers who have left from India, primarily from Delhi, as well as Maharashtra. In this slide, actually, we can see the operations from each state, the Vande Bharat operations from each state. We'll be happy to share copies of this, soft copies of this presentation also. For example, if we look at Kerala, if we just drill down to Kerala and take the cursor to Kerala, we can see the number of flights, the number of passengers, the destinations to which we have operated in Kerala. We can see we have operated to Kannur, Kochi, Kozhikode and Thiruvananthapuram. Similarly, there have been outbound passengers from these 4 locations. We can also look at data for, let's say, Delhi. So Delhi, there have been, we have ferried about 50,000 passengers. And there have been, apart from the Vande Bharat flights which bring in passengers from international destinations, there are also a number of feeder flights that we organize for passengers for their onward movement to destinations such as Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Similarly, we can look at data for Maharashtra. So Mumbai also has been, there have been a good number of operations. Our bases are in Mumbai and Delhi. Nagpur also we have flown a few flights. So we can go on, but for paucity of time, I will not go on to the other states. Now, this is close to the end of the presentation. This is the second last slide that we have, and we can see here as I was mentioning, the scale and size of the operation, the global outreach that we have. As you can see, there are so many countries, 53 countries from which passengers have come in, Indians have come into India. And if we look at the data, let's say we look at UAE, a large number of citizens came in from UAE. These are the 4 destinations or the points of origin from which Indians returned, from Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Salalah and Sharjah. This is 51,000 Indians returned from there. Let's look at, for example, we can look at USA. We operate to 5 destinations in USA: Chicago, New York, Newark, San Francisco and Washington. And we have brought back about 30,000 Indians from there. We have also carried back a similar number of Indians who are Indians as well as foreigners from India to the United States. So this is actually a summary, and Honorable Minister had also mentioned some of these data points in his inaugural inaugural remarks. Air India and Air India Express have carried about 2.1 lakh passengers. There have been a large number of chartered flights operated by Indian carriers as well as foreign carriers, and they have operated close to 3.3 lakhs. And there have been naval ships, there have been land border crossings, so total of about 6.55 lakh. This is as on 13th July, and what the Honorable Minister was referring to, about 6.87 is 2 days later. So about close to 7 lakh people have so far come in this mission.